Hey guys, this is Fruitful Investment Strategies. My name is Kambai, and if this is your first time, please make sure that you subscribe, you like, and you share. See, things have been happening and things are happening very fast. We have seen actually what has happened in the United States with Donald Trump, who actually had to kick out Zelensky out of the Oval Office. And that was a very sad situation. I'm just thinking of, let's say my country has been attacked as Russia has really attacked Ukraine, but we know also the reasons why Russia has been attacking Ukraine, and this war has been there since 2014. So we're talking about 2014, where Russia was claiming that NATO should not come closer to it. Zelensky and his people, came in a fraudulent election, and then they have stayed there, and then there was that yellow, orange, orange, I can say people were just protesting, and then Zelensky came in power, but he never held elections. And that has been really a problem with everything that really has been happening when it comes to Zelensky or Ukraine. And him coming up to the United States after getting a lot of support from Biden, in terms of holding that ground in Ukraine, which, let's be honest, Ukraine has not been able to stand up to Russia, because Russia has one of the greatest militaries that Europe has ever seen. And we know that if Russia decides to invade Europe, it can do so. Easily it can do so. But we know that if America does not allow that, then Russia will have a very big time. Because in terms of invasion, Russia has all that it takes, all the weapons that it takes to actually invade Europe. So Zelensky coming in the Oval Office and trying to lecture Trump, that did not work well. I think he did not do his homework. His homework was actually to watch how President Macron was actually behaving with Donald Trump. How was the approach of President Macron in terms of, with Donald Trump? And the same way, the Chancellor of England as well. He was behaving in a certain way to please Donald Trump. Because the thing is, you cannot go to somebody's house and trying to be pretending to be somebody and then want actually to lecture them or to tell them what they should do. But you should come at a place, at a level of humbling yourself. You have to humble thyself and say, okay, we do not apologize. We have not maybe been very thankful enough or very loud about the thankful enough. I would really love to thank you guys, because that was all the problem. J.D. Vance and Trump were claiming that Zelensky has not been much more thankful to that administration. And all you have to do is actually say, oh, President, I'm very sorry, but I would like to reiterate again that we are very thankful to you and to your people about the aid that we are actually getting from the United States. It is as simple as that. You get things very quickly when you humble yourself, because, look, beggars are not choosers. You are coming to beg, you are not a chooser. You do not have to choose, and all you have to do is actually to humble yourself, to humble your way out, and to gain what you have to gain. Imagine they come in and what we see is actually the shouting, and what worries me, what worried me was that Zelensky could stand there and just start arguing with the American president in the Oval Office. And that is really worrying. I couldn't see anyone doing that. Zelensky has been really built up in a sense that he has a lot of confidence and says, hey, you can stand to Trump as Joe Biden could stand to Trump. You're not in the same position. You're not in a position of strength. So as long as you're not in a position of strength, I think the thing is, you should really be really humble enough in terms of, knowing that, hey, we do not have all the cards here, but we can actually, we have to be very careful when it comes to that. And that's what Zelensky has really lacked. Zelensky has lacked that, to kind of, say, hey, let us just humble ourselves here. We do not have everything in control here. We just have to be humble enough and say, you are right, and now we're actually looking for your support. We need your support. And that is as simple as that, and that is very wonderful. But he wanted to go on a confrontation. One lesson which I've learned is that when you are actually coming in a strong man's presence or in a strong man's house, you have to know how to be pleasing to them. You have to know how to humble yourselves to them. It reminds me of a story of Solomon. Solomon, when David was dying, and David was telling him that this man, he should not go with his hair in the grave peacefully. He says, when it comes to this one as well, he should not go in his grave peacefully. So David was giving him instruction. But there was this man who actually Solomon told him not to leave the city of Jerusalem. I don't remember his name, but if his name comes up, I'll say it. And he was told not to leave the city of Jerusalem. And this guy, his slave, ran out of the city. He had all legitimate rights to leave the city and to go to hunt his slave who had run out of the city. But by doing that, even if you're in the right, you're still wrong. So the right thing that he should have done is gone to the king and say, King, I'm sorry, but I've heard that my slave has run actually out of the city, and I'm going to take my slave to come back with him, and I'm coming back to the city. No, he did not do that, but he gave himself the right to go outside of the city and to take that slave and to bring him back. And that cost him his life. Things like that. We have to be very careful how we actually approaching situations, because if you're not in a position of power, then approach that situation in a position of wisdom. Showing that you are not powerful does not mean that you're stupid. It just gives you much more credence to the people, or to the people who are actually over you. Just show yourself as stupid. I remember one story of David as well. When he was running from Saul, he went out in Ziklag. And in Ziklag, there was a king, and this king heard of David coming, and when David came to him, he was acting like a madman. So, he was acting like a madman. That is a way of humbling yourself. And the king said, oh, why? Do you bring me a madman? Am I mad? Should you bring a madman to me? You see, you should play cleverly when you are actually dealing with power. So, what I would really like you to do, if you want to know how to exercise your power, there is this book that I like, The 48 Laws of Power. It's a kerning book, it's a very kerning book, but I think it's good to know how to act. And the Bible tells you and gives you much more examples of how to actually behave in position of weakness. Do not try to be strong when you're in a position of weakness. What to do you have to know what to do in your position when you are weak. When you are weak, do not try to act as if you're strong in the presence of somebody who can destroy you. It's very dangerous. It reminded me when I was actually going to boarding school. There was these guys who were actually muscular. I was just, let's say, 14 years old or something like that. And you had people who are 24, 30 years. They're still at boarding school, studying. And I was studying with these people. They were much more stronger, their muscles were maybe 3 times, 4 times mine. I don't know. And these guys, I was there with my little young brother, and I did not like anyone to touch my young brother. And if anybody just touched my young brother, I was just a guy, I guessed, and then I could just stand and started shouting and standing against them. But there was this guy who had muscles and he was very strong. And I was going to actually draw water on a borehole, and this guy comes and take out my water in my basket. I was mad. I said, hey, what are you doing? I started kind of shouting, but I was scared. I was a little child, but I was scared because I said, if this guy touches me, if this guy can just hit me one punch, I'll be dead. But what was behind me? I had a big brother, or a very good guy who we came with at the boarding school. His name was Soldier, and he was the most feared. And when this guy was just beside me, and then I could stand against that guy, I knew that when it comes to actually the fight, this guy could not attack me because Soldier was just beside me. So I had Soldier who actually could act as a protection. But as long as Soldier was not there, I couldn't do that. I just say, hey, let it go. So the thing is, if you do not have somebody who actually can stand with you and can stand by your side, then you shouldn't act that way. If the only person who's supposed to be defending you, and then you are arguing with him, that is a sign of you are dead. You are finished. You understand? Your business is done. That's why they told Zelensky and said, hey, we are looking, the Senator Lindsley said, we are looking for somebody we can actually do business with. Why? Because Zelensky is not ready for business. And Trump said, Zelensky can only come back when he's able to actually sign and to deal with us. Because this is a deal, and the USA want minerals. We know that America does not invest somewhere just easily. When they went out in Afghanistan, they had to take out the drugs. When they went out in Iraq, they had to take out the oil. When they went out in Africa, they have to take out the minerals. And now they're actually going to Congo and to collect minerals. They cannot give us peace because Kagame has been really trying to eliminate people there. And the only way to end that is when America comes in, because now they are building a corridor of, from Angola, corridor of Lobito, from Angola, and then it goes back in Congo, and it enters in Congo, and then it might go up in the North Kivu. And then it will be collecting minerals with a train, and then coming back to Shaba. We have Lubumbashi, Kolwezi, and then it goes, it has a branch which goes to actually Zambia, and then it will collect copper as well there, and then it goes there into Angola. So you see, America does not do things for free, and there is nothing for free here. When you see aid, Dambisa Moyo is talking about dead aid. That is a great book that I actually suggest some of you, will read about Dambisa Moyo, Dead Aid. He's actually talking about these things. No one will help you for free. No one will help you for free. I'm living in a refugee camp. We're getting food which will be given to pigs. I'm sorry to say that. Food which must be given to pigs. That's what we're getting. Beans which have holes and insects inside, that's what they give you. Things which are ready to be thrown, that's what they are giving you. And how it costs? It costs actually logistic. It costs actually money to transport it. And I don't know, why would they give such food to people? And spending so much money on logistic just to give these things to people just to kill them. Why? Because there is an agenda. Nothing is for free. They have to reduce the population of the world. They have to actually make sure that they have all the power in their hands. So it's all about power and control. And if you have to control, you have to actually have the people that you like who are actually in control, and the people that you don't like, finish them. What is the life expectancy in Congo? 47 for men. 47 is nothing. It's nothing. And who is actually making it hard? Of course, maybe some of it is actually partly Africans, but some of it also mostly it's actually the big powers. Because they decide on the economy. Their money, their value is not the same as you. They can travel, they can get the treatment that they need, but it's not the same as you. Even the population, the only population in the United States, it's a miserable population where you have people dying on the streets. Not only in the United States, in Europe as well. In France, it's worse. You can see people actually lying outside, and it's actually bad. Why? Because they want to reduce the population. They have a great big population, and they don't need that. But the thing is, now that war is coming in, these people need much more a human power. Because you can see with Ukraine, they don't have people. They don't have people to fight. The youth is gone. It's running away. Nobody can bring them back to defend their country. So people are running away. And now the UK is actually deciding if it can actually send the people to go to fight for Ukraine. So you can see things are really falling out and things are really becoming bad. And let's hope and see that everything goes well. Well, you have to be humble if you have to get something from somebody who's stronger than you. If you have to get favor, if you have to get favor from somebody who can help you, humble yourself. That's the lesson that we have to learn. And Zelensky did not learn that, did not apply that lesson. Humble thyself. Before somebody who has actually more power than you, humble yourself. And that's what he did not get. I like Tshisekedi because he plays out smart. He plays out smart. He plays out foolish, but he is smart. He humbles himself before the people who actually are stronger than him to get their knowledge and to pre-attack them. So that is actually a smart way to learn things and to actually go back. And that's the only way we can actually succeed, is by humbling ourselves, knowing the tactic of the enemy, the person that we stand before, and then knowing how we can actually approach him and to win the thing that he has. Without that, there's nothing we can do. So see you on the next one. Please make sure that you comment and you like and you share this video with many more as you can. See you on the next one.